everyone, welcome to the cinema. I'm Joshua D. Faulkner, and today I'm going to be talking about Karate Kid in anticipation for Cobra Kai Season 5. Let me know down in the comments below what you thought of this movie, if you've seen it. Does it live up to today's standards, or is it a little bit overrated with the quality it suffices? Upon his move to California and starting to get bullied, Daniel LaRusso is really starting to get stand up for himself as he begins to learn the ways of karate. For the most part, the characters are rather likable in the general gist of where they're going. It's a rather simple story, but quite unmatchable with what they're going for, with the time they were capturing in this culture of 1984, and just the way they were going about creating the story where Daniel LaRusso is moving to California. He's going through these different things, and he starts to get bullied. He starts to have troubles fitting in with the rest of the crowd, especially with Johnny Lawrence and his friends as the bullies. Overall, it just grabs the gist of what it's going for, goes along with it, and having Mr. Miyagi be one of the servant leaders type of thing, being the mentor and father figure to Daniel LaRusso, creates a strong sense of stamina that really amplifies the vibe to this film. But generally, in some beats and pieces here and there, it sort of falters, it meanders on, going along these different things, and while that generally makes it feel a little bit more real because of how slow it's going, how it's sort of relaxed going, showing Daniel on this day with Ali, or showing Daniel starting to try and fit in, have this argument with his mom, trying to want to do this as his mom is just going about doing her job that she was needing to in California. Overall, it hits all the right beats. It doesn't go too deep into the villains, as we haven't crafted the general essence of who Johnny Lawrence is, but it sets the stamina of what you're going for. Johnny Lawrence and his friends being bullies, and that's just their pure motivation, not getting deep motivation that we're seeing on screen, but you start to begin to see where they're coming from, especially when you start to see Cobra Kai and the background he's had. And so just on that basis of seeing Johnny Lawrence be this not too depth of a character, because you're not seeing all of his background motives, it still works for its own means, because bullies sometimes can appear as a flat bully when you're in real life. You don't know their backstory, and so that's exactly what this film captures in a strong sense, and having Mr. Miyagi being the father figure creates a strong note to his character. It makes him likable, and some of the beats here and there is a little bit slower, where they're just trying to catch a fly, or the way he's training sometimes can be a little repetitious, but the magic behind the training and just doing these chores that helps him learn the way of the fist by doing that wax on, wax off, up and down, and just all that is just, it adds a little bit of a magical touch to our realization, as much as Daniel is realizing how it's helping him train to do karate. And that leads all to the final tournament, where it creates a strong sense of anticipation for the end, and just the flow of it is, as again I said, a little bit slower, but in the way it goes about, it montages through a lot of fights that could have been dealt with a little bit more, but for the runtime they were going for, I feel it was doing rather well with what it was doing, especially setting up Kreese as well, again, as another bad trainer type of figure. Even if you don't see much of his backstory, his military background, you're still getting just enough from him to be just an evil villain for the story, as he is meant to be. And so what this film offers is rather substantial, even if a lot of the notes end up being less filled out with the villains and a little bit more toward the good guys. So before I give my final rating, make sure to comment down below what you thought of this film, and make sure to like this video and subscribe to help support the channel. And I have to rate this film a rating of a 7.5 out of 10, so it is a little bit overrated in the general sense because it is not living up to the way some villains are fleshed out in today's standards, especially when you get to Karate Kid. So overall, that's just my rating. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of this film. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.